like it's going to be set fair for a big bunch sprint. We had a breakaway of 4 riders earlier in the day. Then we had several dangerous counter-attacks which were absorbed on the plateau. We had a lone attacker on the descent down to the Adriatic coast. That was Michael Gogol, the Austrian, but now it's all about this sprint. CCC Sprandi Polkovici in the orange are the team that are leading at the moment, and they have Gregor Boll amongst their number, and he will definitely be the protected sprinter. Other teams to watch out for. Remember that a lot of the teams that you're watching today you won't be overly familiar with is cycling teams Jon de Rijk, and that's one of the riders 141 at the back. They have Jetse Boll riding for them. He came down from World Tour level. Last year rode for Belkin and is a very, very fast rider indeed. Look out for him there in the yellow and black. Other teams to look out for, Active Jet team in black, the Polish team, and also the all red of Russ Velo. But this could be quite an interesting finale without a shadow of a doubt, with all different colours of jersey we're not overly familiar with. But just to try and help you with that, look out for the yellows, look out for the oranges.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a lot of moving around in the peloton going on at the moment. Not really fast enough to string it out, and I've got to say, I prefer when it's really super fast. It's all strung out. You kind of know the people are moving up because they got the legs to do so, and they obviously with that have got the riding ability. And when you're riding around and it's just people moving around all the time and it's sort of taking risks to get up there, then that's when it becomes a bit difficult, and obviously trying to control that is virtually impossible.
It certainly is. I mean, again, although sprints at the next level above, you know, a World Tour are furious and fast, there is an element of control, especially about the running, because the speed is that high. You kind of know where you are. There's nobody moving up. I mean, okay, this is just because you don't know the riders so much, and there's riders who think they're in with a chance. There's just a lot more unknown, a lot more risk factors. Yeah,
there certainly are, and of course, you know, like we can see here, we haven't got completely closed down roads either. You know, and that's just part of racing at a slightly lower level. But we're also got to remember, some people prefer it to be nice, wide open, straight roads. I actually think sometimes if you've got a slightly more technical finish, yes, the first corner that you go into is always a bit more a higher risk, but then the rest of it becomes lesser of a risk because you're actually stringing the peloton out due to corners, roundabouts, and so on.
Definitely, it does string things out. It completely changes the shape of the peloton, and then it's all about position. There's less of the movement from both sides. But at the moment, still one team. All 8 riders appear to be there. CCC Sprandi Polkovici, the Polish team. We have an attack just gone off the front now. Looks like the colours, the green and black. To me, that looks like the GM cycling team, the Italian squad. One of 5 Italian teams in this race. Of course, Italy just across the Adriatic Sea, and a neighbour of Croatia. But 7.5 kilometres to go. Now, a little bit of some details about the finish. They drop in onto the coast. They're doing this little loop around the city of Split, and they start heading back along the promenade. A long straight run in. There could be an issue with wind there, possibly some wind coming off the Adriatic Sea. And then with a kilometre to go, they swing a left. Then they have about 500 metres before they swing left, left, and then right into the finish. So a very technical last 400 metres.
Yeah, they do have a roundabout as well to deal with, just over a kilometre to go. And then there's another roundabout as well with probably about 500 metres to go or so before we take on the sort of SS that we got coming into the final couple of hundred metres.
It's going to be all about position here, isn't it? Like, as you say, when you've got 3 corners in the last 400 metres. So I think the final finish straight is around 200 metres long, and that's a rather sad picture of an old shipwreck. Quite an interesting juxtaposition there as they head along the coast at the moment. This is that loop that they're going to do before then dropping round into the finish. But quite technical here. But still one team on the front. The Orange Army, I think we're going to be calling them for this race. I wonder if the Red Army will come to the front. That's Russ Velo. I haven't seen too much of those today. They put guys in a couple of counter-attacks, also helped chase down the early breakaway. So look out for those when we head into the finish. And as I said, definitely look out for the yellow jerseys of cycling teams Jon de Rijk. It's the jersey at the back there. That's not where you want to be if you want to be battling it out for the sprint.
Well, I think that, yes, Sabonis is going to take 2, maybe 3 riders with him, and they're going to just surf off the back of the CCC riders, wait for that final roundabout, and try and hit CCC just before they enter to that one. 3 riders with Jets a ball on the final wheel, and then just go through these corners at some incredible speed, and hope that works out. It's a bit of a gamble, but I think that's their sort of game plan for today.
Yeah, I think that does sound like it possibly would work out. I mean, positioning in the last few kilometres is going to be absolutely vital. But quite a lot of crashes happening over at Flèche-Wallonne today, unfortunately. But we've got a very interesting finale coming up here. It's still CCC Polkowice driving it on the front, putting a lot of riders in difficulty. There's a couple of slight rises, and that's number 128 just being detached. That's the rider from Team Adia 2010 ASD, that's Marco Tisa, but to be fair to him, he was one of the riders in the original breakaway, so chapeau to him. But still, the orange jerseys on the front as the meters tick by. Some lovely scenery, though, here, but no chance at all for these riders to look either left or right. Nice attack on the left-hand side. He gears up. It looks like one of the riders from the Meridiana Cayman team, that's the Croatian squad, so on home soil, trying to go for glory in the last 5 kilometres.
Yeah, definitely, and they got quite a strong rider in there as well, in that Emanuel Kieselowski, who's been second in the Croatian National Championships last year, and his brother Robert Kieselowski is obviously a pretty handy rider in the World Tour as well.
Yeah, rode for Trek last year and has come across to Tinkoff Saxo for this year, but a top 10 finisher in the Giro d'Italia, very good time trialist as well. There you go, the marshals furiously flagging this corner. Because around that left hand, there's a parked car. There's also a brick wall jutting out. Vitally important job. Yeah, and a man with the dog as well. I think he had it on the lead, but yeah, they're just coming round. It's quite a wooded area at the moment. A couple of little drags before they then drop down, and they finish just on the edge of Split. So again, just skirting around this little peninsula, this like wooded peninsula, before dropping back down into the finish. And still, this team have not missed a beat. They're down to about 4 riders. I've seen 1 or 2 of the men in orange swinging off, so 4 riders left at the front, or 3 including the sprinter. Do you think they've gone a little bit too early?
They have definitely gone too early and gone too hard too early, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not as flat as we perhaps thought.
No, definitely far from it. They've actually only got 2 riders in front of Gregor Bola, and that is nowhere near enough. Okay, the pace is high, and they're certainly splitting the peloton down the back there, but it also means that he's shedding an awful lot of manpower. It's 3.9 kilometers to go. They're likely to run out of riders, you know, with about 2 kilometers to go, to be honest, and that's if these 2 guys are doing an amazing job. From that moment on, it just comes down to another sort of gamble, playing off other 2s and 3s of riders. You know, have the Riker got anything? Will they pick the sort of workload up? Who else is up here now? Because obviously you see it destroyed a large part of the peloton as well. So if I'm looking around, I can see 2 and 3 riders from a lot of different teams, but no one there with a sort of a proper big line out.
No, I think CSC Polstad have just Polkowice maybe underestimated how difficult this finale is. The profile didn't really show that it's actually quite hilly, and you can tell that there's quite a large number of riders who've been detached due to this tempo. But as you say, with only 2 riders in front of him, he won't want to be dropped off. He's just too exposed, isn't he? I mean, it gives opportunities for other teams to go around the outside on this run-in. You can see several riders from Cycling Team Yonder right there. Also, a few riders from Veranda's Willems team. Watch out for those. We think that their fastest rider is going to be Olivier Pardini, the Belgian riding on that team, so watch out for him in the black as well. But still, this is a hell of a turn on the front. This rider has been on the front now for the last 2 or 3 kilometres, doing an absolutely monster turn, Magnus.
Yeah, he certainly is, but he can't do anything else. He has to stay on the front there for as long as he can. As long as no one else is overtaking him, then he's got to stay there. As I'm saying that, he swings off. 2.7, 2.5 kilometres to go. This is going to be very difficult for CCC to control into the final couple of corners. So the last 2 kilometres of the opening stage of the Tour of Croatia. We started down
in Makarska, and we're finishing in the city of Split. And it's CCC Sprandi Polkovice who are driving on the front, but have they gone too early? They're looking after their sprinter, Gregor Boll, arguably one of the finest sprinters in this field, but he's down to one lead-out man, Magnus Backstedt. This is absolutely scintillating stuff now.
Yeah, they've been helped out here now by Active Jet, and just straight away you can see that the CCC riders having all the experience, just letting that rider come up and start taking a turn, slot back in there. Gregor Boll making sure that he's still in a good position, and yeah, certainly a very welcome bit of a helping hand as we're coming in towards the final kilometres.
So it looks like we're just entering the final kilometre. Looks like our board is a little bit wrong. So the final kilometre now, Active Jet on the front. But it's still CCC Sprandi Polkovice driving hard, looking for their man, Gregor Boll. It's a long straight now, but a very, very technical last few turns. There's a left, there's a right, and a left through to the finish. Who is it going to be? So CCC Sprandi Polkovice lead through the roundabout. They're also the team, the Adrian Mobile team. Active Jet are also there. It's a very, very ragged sprint indeed. I can see Jetzer Boll just coming round the right-hander. He's a few back. Going into the final right left-hander. There is another right turn. There's a bit of a crash. A couple of riders have come down still. CCC Polkovice at the front. Another crash. It looks like it's taken down Jetzer Boll. Who is going to be on the front? Looks like Gregor Boll takes it. What an absolutely chaotic sprint that was. Bodies everywhere. But what an amazing team ride by CCC's Sprandi Polkovice. Their man Gregor Boll took it on the line, but Magnus Backstedt, what an absolutely, well, amazing finish that was. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it.